Welcome to the Craft of Coaching podcast, where we dive into what it truly takes to become a skilled, confident life coach. I'm your host, Kate, head of the CLCC, or Certified Life Coach Collective, an ICF-Accredited Level 1 coach training program. We combine courage, coaching, and community to offer you more than just a training program, but a life-changing experience where you use your own personal transformation as the learning ground for supporting your clients. On this podcast, we explore how you can use coaching skills to support your clients or expand your own growth, all grounded in evidence-based coaching practices. Learn more about our program and get free resources for becoming a life coach at teamclcc.com. And now, here's today's episode. I've got another skill drill for you today, and it's going to be an exercise this time on how to help your clients identify what they can and can't control. Remember, our skill drill series is a series of the Craft of Coaching podcast where we take just maybe 10, 15 minutes to do a tiny little dip or skill drill into a coaching related topic or exercise or something that's relevant to being a coach, such as how to market your business. And today we're going to be focusing on an exercise that you can walk your clients through when they are struggling with feeling like they don't know what choices they have, there's a lot that feels out of control, or they're trying to control things that they just really aren't going to have any success with controlling. And this exercise, I've heard about a couple of different iterations, variations of it. I call it the circle of control exercise. And it's relatively simple. You can offer it to a client as a practice or homework between sessions. You could have your client do it with you right there on a call. And it goes like this. After you've done some work with your client to help your client identify what specific outcome they are wanting. So for instance, if they're saying, I want my boss to stop being so mean to me. Have them take out a sheet of paper and a pen. And in the center of that sheet of paper, draw a circle. If we're figuring a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, that circle should roughly take up the middle third of the page. So not the entire page, but the middle third of the page. And at the top of that sheet of paper, write down, I want my boss to stop being mean to me. Or at the top of the sheet, write the outcome that your client is wanting. And then with your client, help them to brainstorm all the things that the client has direct control over and in that situation, and all the things that the client does not have control over. Whatever the client does have direct control over goes within the circle, and they actually write it down, and all the things that the client does not have direct control over goes outside of the circle. So for instance, in this example of your boss is being mean to you, the client wants the boss to stop being so mean. Within the circle, the client obviously cannot control how the boss is behaving. But what the client can control are things like their reaction to what their boss says, or how much extra time they spend at work, because spending more time at work around a boss who is a jerk, probably not going to help that situation. Probably not the moment to be the overachiever for the team if you're finding that trying to go the extra mile doesn't seem to move the needle with how your boss is treating you. So within the circle, all the things that the client directly can control. Outside of the circle, all the things that the client does not have control over. The helpful aspect of this exercise is visualizing all these different things that are going on and actually finding a way to capture them on paper. They're not just swirling around in your client's head anymore, stressing them out. It's like, let's just lay it out. This is what you can control. This is what you can't control. And then it can give the client a sense of power and agency to one by one go over what are the things that I actually have control over. I have control over where I work. I have control over how I speak to others. I have control over whether or not I put down a boundary. I have control over whether or not I do things for self-care when I'm not at work. I don't have control over these other things, however. So you can really help a client with a sense of empowerment as they see all the things that they do in fact have control over. The flip side of that coin, though, of course, is how you will coach that client to release control around the things that they don't have control over. They might be able to influence, but they won't have direct control over, for instance, someone else's behavior. That releasing of control and allowing it to be okay that you cannot control everything in life, that this is a fact of life that every single adult has to face at some point, and that you are much, much happier when you come to a place of acceptance and not attaching to the outcome that you want, and instead place your focus on just those things that you can control. That is going to reduce anxiety for your client. And it might not happen in one session. Iyanla Vanzant says that control is the number one human addiction. And so it is understandable that, and you might want to set some expectations with your client, that this might be ongoing work that you're doing with your client to release control. Hey, we're going to be doing this together. I've got you. I'm not expecting that because you did one exercise, your life is somehow perfect, but let's at least start here. You can control these things, and that's pretty damn powerful. You cannot control these things, and releasing your attachment to outcome, releasing the need to control it and make the outcome go exactly your way, when in life we can't always do that. That is also some powerful work. So, first thing I would suggest if you're wanting to get practice with this particular exercise to use it with clients is use it yourself. You, the coach, put yourself in the client hot seat, find a situation in your own life that you really feel some attachment to outcome around. Grab that sheet of paper, write it at the top of the sheet of paper. Put your circle on the paper. Within the circle, brainstorm a list of all the things you do have direct control over. Outside of the circle, write down all the things you do not have control over. And then get the support, probably with your own coach, to acknowledge yourself for all the agency that you actually have, and get support to release the stressful attachment to all the things that you just cannot control. And that is today's skill drill. All right, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Before you go, would you help us out and take a moment to give us a rating in iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening? It really helps us get the word out to other listeners. And before you go today, would you like free resources to support your coaching journey? Whether you're considering becoming a coach or you want advanced coach skills training, access our coaching resource library at teamclcc.com. Again, that's teamclcc.com. Can't wait to connect with you. And again, thanks for listening.